I hope everyone has gotten themselves a drink, a snack, a whatever do you need. I personally got Corona, by which I mean this, and not the other Corona. And as you know, tactical bottle opener. Happy Friday. I'm still getting used to it. I'm still getting used to it. Hey, Exact Benjamin, how's it going, buddy? How's it going, buddy? Pretty good, man. It's a Friday. We didn't stream last week, so the week felt like a long, long week. It honestly felt like a 10-day week, but now that we're back on the weekend and we're streaming, it kind of feels like a weekend as it should be. That's why I'm cracking a drink, just to get in the mood for the weekend. Hutchon's mum was over. She had a great time. Took her out. Well, Hutchon took her around the city of Sydney. They stayed at a hotel. I ended up taking them to the best French restaurant in Sydney. Live music. I think it's called escargot, which is like snails and all that other stuff. Do not ask how much it costs. I think the cheapest wine bottle was like $500. That's the cheapest. So she had a fun time. Ended up taking her around the beaches over here. Pizza, pasta, gelato, palatrinke, like everything, you know. So she had a good time, and now she's back in Japan. So mission accomplished. So yeah, now I can go back to the regular schedule of streaming and doing all the other shenanigans that we do. How much? Yeah, the cheapest wine bottle was $500. The cheapest. Australian dollars, yeah. The most expensive, I think, was like 14K. It's insane. So, yeah, she had a good time. Luckily, a friend of a friend is like the best customer there, so we managed to get a good table with a nice view. So yeah, it was all good in the hood. It was all good in the hood. But man, some people they splurge. The funniest thing I saw there was like there was this guy taking this girl out, and you can sort of tell that they were dating, and it looked like he took the girl's mum out, but also like the little sister came, and I'm like, that's interesting. So this is like, and like I hold nothing against the little girl, but like live music and she doesn't give a damn. So it's, you know, like it's kind of a waste. You know what I mean? Which episode of Chainsaw Man? 5. We're up to date, thankfully. We watched 4 last week, along with Bleach episode 4 last week, so we were really good. And last week was really interesting, because in episode 4, Power got eaten by the Bat Demon, and in episode 5, Denji struggled to get it up for the occasion. Sorry, episode 4. Denji struggled to get it up for the occasion, but he kind of stood by the, it's not the size, it's how you use it. And he managed to take out the leech demon, or the leech devil, you know, who looked like Hillary Clinton. And so he took her out, thankfully. Well, he took her out as well as the other guy. I think his name is like Aki. He sort of like, boom, blew its head off. And so, you know, he was out. And he was like, I did it for the boobs. And Power was like, you're an idiot. And so Power is now living with Aki and Denji, which is just going to be chaos. And the end of the episode was literally Power being like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm cleaning the bathroom because, you know, you don't flush. And she's like, you can touch my boobs. You have earned 3 squeezes. And I was like, I hope to God she's not wearing a bra, because, like, you know, if you've only got 3 squeezes, you know what I mean? Like, you know, back me up here. Squeezes while the other person's wearing a bra does not count. But anyway, bras aside, we're up to episode 5 of Chainsaw Man. Luckily, when we watched episode 4, Hutchon wasn't around, so, like, I pray to God nothing questionable happens in this episode, and if it does, I pray to God Hutchon doesn't get in the room at that time. You know how when you're like watching something and 99% of it is just like violence or just, you know, standard, and then that 1% that is questionable, someone just walks in while it's happening, and it's like, why couldn't she come at the part where they were like beating each other to death and screaming at each other and all that stuff? Why'd you have to come in, at this part? Like, that's not what this is about. So, yeah, fingers crossed. So, cheers. Happy Friday. Let's kick it off. And as always, I will edit out the YouTube version without the audio because I have to. It's not something I want to do. Unfortunately, I have to do it. And I will have the uncut, uncensored version up on Patreon. So, take your pick. Or catch it live on Twitch as always. All right, let's go. Oh, God, it's literally cutting into this scene. Oh, God. Oh, God. Wow, she's faking it. Is she flat? that grope, like, she's like 3 squeezes, and he's like, this is 1! I'm gonna laugh if she has like a Shoutier situation where there's absolutely nothing there. Do you know they actually have those for your butt too? It's like the biggest disappointment of my life. It's like someone's curvy and you're like, hell yeah. And then later on you find out that butt pads are a thing. I knew about the boob pads, but I didn't know about the butt pads. That should be illegal. So he, like, lost the first squeeze and she was still wearing a bra. He got played. I will never be, like, I'm sorry. There is... I understand that every single one of these is a movie reference, right? Like, I recognize this one. This is from No Country for Old Men. And, like, every single scene is a reference to something. But there is one scene that I cannot take seriously. And it is... It's this one. I cannot effing... What the shit? And look, he's watching him while he's doing this. Like... What? What? I will never... This boy's entire life is dominated by boobs. He's just chasing them. And to be honest, I think that's every guy out there. Because when you really think about it, every single guy is entirely motivated by sex. Everything guys do is for that one singular motivation. Think about it. Everything! Guys are effed. Everything we do. If we get more assets and resources, it's to get more girls. So why do we get rich? To get access to girls. Why do we get fit? Oh, to attract more girls. Why do we do this? Oh, to get this. To get, like, guys are just effed. We are basically Denji. Like, we are Denji. Like it or not, we might think that we are not so brain dead, but we are. And another thing, Power strikes me as that girl, like, now that she's living there and that she's a co-worker, she strikes me as that, like, casual girl that is down, but wouldn't put too much weight on it. she's like in that awkward, I'm a co-worker, I'm like a flatmate, but you know what I mean? It's like it's like the fun zone. Sort of. It's like the fun zone. Let's call it the fun zone. Yeah, she's in the fun zone. Oh, look at that Virgil chair. He's got a katana and he's got a Virgil chair. His life is complete. What? He hasn't slept. He still hasn't come to terms with the fact that he's touched boobs. And technically through a shirt, through a bra. Wow. Next level, man. Yeah, I kind of feel like if I had Power as a roommate, I would probably end up wanting to kill her after a few weeks. Flatmate, not a roommate. A roommate is like in your room. A flatmate or a housemate is in like the same house. I would not want a girl that doesn't shower and doesn't flush in my room. That would just be disgusting. Smell is like a big no-no for me. Really? He's gone. Can we, like, plug the power from the wall or something? He's gone. Why so much paperwork? Yeah, she knows something's up. Yeah, she knows something's up. She's like, what the hell? She's like, why is my dog broken? What? She knows something's up. I mean, that's why people are disincentivized to do any work at all. Why would you do paperwork? Why do the police not actually respond to 911 calls? Paperwork. I remember there was this story that I heard, and I heard this all the way back in high school. And it was about this old man, and he was trying to call up the police. There was like a burglar, trying to break into his place. He had like a balcony, like a porch, roller door, and there was a guy trying to break in, and he could actually hear the guy, and so he called up the cops, and he was like, yeah, there's this guy trying to break in. And they're like, oh, it's going to take like 35 minutes. And the old guy just like put down the phone, and then like 10 seconds later, he called up and is like, oh, there's a burglar in my house. And they're like, oh, it's going to take 35 minutes. I was like, oh, that's fine. I just shot him. Like, he's bleeding out on the floor. The cops were there within 3 minutes. And so when the cops, surrounded the place and the ambulance came shortly afterwards, they were like, hey, you didn't shoot this guy. And the old guy was like, you said you'd take 35 minutes. He could get away with it because he was an old fuck. Like, what are you going to do? Put him in jail? But if you're young, they were like, oh, we don't care. The cops don't actually do work because of paperwork. It's like what happened when someone actually hit and run Hutchins' car. It was like, hey, they hit and run Hutchins' car. I've got the dash cam footage. I can make out 2 letters on the license plate. We know the model of the car. We know the color of the car. It was like a 2022 MG, like 4-wheel drive. Like, you can narrow it down. And it's like, oh, cool. I'm like, are you going to look up on the system how many people in the area own that car? It's like, oh, no. I'll go tomorrow to investigate the area. I'm like, investigate the area? What the fuck are you going to find in the area? Someone hit her car while she was parked. Like, what are you going to find? A body? And it's like, oh, well, if I can't find anything, there's nothing I can do. And I'm like, what? And it's like, yeah, if you can find the number plate, I can get you in touch with the owner. Tax dollars, ladies and gentlemen. Tax dollars. But when a car accident happens, there'll be half the police station there signing on their timesheet that they had to work overtime that day because it takes 12 cops for a car accident. You know, when it actually happens and both people are there and they actually change insurance information. My God. Ladies and gentlemen, the biggest letdown of life. But you're going to chase it anyway. You're like a dog chasing a car. And then eventually you've caught it. And you're like, I don't know what to do with the car. But it's so fun to chase them. And you just keep doing it. Again and again and again and again. See what I mean? She's like, what's my poor little lost puppy talking about? I would feel awkward saying that to my manager. Especially if she gave me like a lap head pat. What? What? I need an adult? I think she's just doing this because she wants to be number one in his mind. I don't think she gives an F about him. I legitimately think she's that sociopathic that she would just use this as a mechanism of control to keep him whipped. Of course. Is she not wearing a bra? He's gonna have a fucking heart attack. Oh god, don't lie on top of him. Don't lie on... Oh god. At least she's doing the slub squat. That sounds like Dante. A gun devil. That sounds like Dante. Oh yeah, she is using sex as a mechanism of control. He's just like, I haven't thought that far ahead. I never thought I would get this far. I'm in uncharted territory here. I'm like, I still use magazines. I haven't even discovered the internet. This will require some careful planning and consideration. Why are you talking in the third person? Have you been whipped that badly? How the fuck should I know? This is Japan. Do they even have sexual harassment stuff back in the 90s? Pretty sure they didn't. Pretty sure at that point you can have sex with a 13-year-old for exchange of a handbag. They still do that today, but they have to be like 16 or something. Japan is weird, man. Wait a minute. Do devils even have rights? Like, isn't power technically considered property? I mean, these are the real questions. Hey, here's a little fun fact. America has more gun violence than the next 9 countries combined in terms of ranking. So the gun violence level in America is so high that it's higher than the next 9 countries in the list. And a big chunk of the guns in America are from flat packs. The equivalent of IKEA furniture. You basically get the parts and you assemble it yourself, and it has no serial, no registration required, nothing. So even if you did outlaw guns, you would have a crap ton of these unregistered, untraceable guns just floating around. It is virtually impossible to control the circulation of firearms in the US. It is that bad. Like, you could ban them tomorrow. Good fucking luck stopping the circulation of those firearms. We banned guns in Australia ages ago. We still can't stop the circulation. And they've been illegal for decades. Now, America, on the other hand, F that. You're better off just starting a new country. Like, F it. You fucked up that playthrough. That save's fucked, man. Like, new game. I thought this was set in the 90s. This was 2001. And jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams, but whatever. My favorite thing about this is that they actually reported the tower collapsing before it actually collapsed. They also reported that the tower was hit by a plane before it was hit by a plane. But anyway, like, fuck it. Like, fuck it, you know. At this point, WMDs and all that. Oh, by the way, look at all that gold Saddam had. Good shit. Where did that end up, I wonder? I remember the morning when it happened, and it was all over the news, and they were telling everyone in Australia on the radio, don't let your kids watch TV. And my first thought was, are they going to cancel Dragon Ball Z? Thankfully, they did not cancel Dragon Ball Z that day. He's gonna end up in hospital, isn't he? But didn't you just invite him to play with you? What a dick. No, I invited his dad? Oh. Something bad's gonna happen. He's gonna get eaten by a demon or something. Oh, right. Is this about Aki? So the brother's gonna die, right? Or the little brother's gonna die. One or the other. Did the Fire Nation attack, or did the Americans get pissed off again and dropped another bomb? Wait, that was the Gun Devil? Holy crap. I thought when you said gun devil, it was like a devil that shoots bullets. Not like a devil that destroys an entire city. That name is very misleading. That's very misleading. So basically, like what's happening today. Maybe they're thinking about this the wrong way. They're like, we have to defeat the gun demon by making everyone less scared of guns. I'm like, okay, but hear me out. We play gore porn on kids' shows involving chainsaws, of people literally tripping over on chainsaws and getting cut up, making everyone absolutely terrified of chainsaws. Therefore, Denji will automatically become the strongest demon. All you have to do is traumatize everyone for like 1 month. Problem solved. I mean, humans are naturally scared of, like, chainsaws, right? Like, who would want to put their hand on a chainsaw? You know, like those spinning blades in the kitchen sink? Who would want to put their hands down that thing and have them shredded to bits? It's absolutely terrifying just thinking about it, right? It's the easiest way to do it. Whereas guns, on the other hand, you at least have to, like, get the trajectory right, you know? It's a bit more complex. It's actually pretty difficult to hit someone at like 15, 20, 30, 40 meters. Guns aren't nearly as dangerous as people think they are. I mean, most people that get injured with guns are kind of doing something incredibly stupid. You know? Don't talk about the manga. Wait, is this demon literally a gun? Why on earth would he wear white shoes to a job like this? Why are two of them drunk? What the hell's going on here? They're either... What the hell? No drinking before the job. What is this? What was I gonna say? Well, that answers that question. Devils have no rights. Am I the only one looking at all the cars, making sure that they fit the timeline? I like looking at all these old cars. I'm like, oh, that's cool. What kind of anime am I watching? I'm beginning to question my decision to watch this. Oh my god. So this is Denji's first interaction and first job, and he's getting incentivized with sex favors. He's going to be very poorly socialized. My god. Why did I pause on this? Just how big are her boobs? Bruh! You... Oh my god. Just cock-blocked yourself, you simp. No, it's not! Bruh. Bruh. Jesus Christ! 8th floor, of course it is. The guy behind him's gonna die. That's a lot of dead people. So she's got telekinesis? What? I thought you lost your eye somewhere else. What the hell? How did it open the door? I don't know, it probably jumped. This is like a JoJo episode. Is that the same blood or is it different blood? Oh shit. Oh shit. Don't tell me that the entire effing building is a demon. Or that the entire thing is screwed and they're stuck in a loop. Damn, if they're contained in an area, they're fucked. Uh-oh. Uh-oh! Uh-oh. No reason to panic, you're just stuck in another dimension from which you might not ever return. What am I watching? We get it, artwork. They're just doing this to be weird, aren't they? Why do we have a different ED for every single episode? Because why not? We don't have unrealistic enough timelines for our animators anyway. Not a spoiler. In the manga, it mentions that the gun devil killed the 1.2 million people across the world. Japan, 26 seconds, 57,000. USA, 124 seconds, 548,000. China, 37 seconds, 316,000. Soviet Union, 210 seconds, 155,000. Canada, 7 seconds, 8,000. Mexico, 2 seconds, 6,000. India, 15 seconds, 29,000. Hawaii, 0.4 seconds, 780 kills. Huh. I hope that's not from one bullet. If that's from like the same bullet, F my life. Huh. That's a lot of paperwork. That would be a lot of paperwork. That'd be an insane amount of paperwork. Well, this episode was certainly yeah. I thought they were going to sort of insinuate that he got some boobs. Instead, they gave us graphic depictions of how he groped them. And then did it again. This anime doesn't shy away from things. All right, let's restart the stream and watch some Bleach. Kuma checking if Hutchin was watching. Thank God she wasn't. Thank God she wasn't. Gun Devil go pew pew pew. Oh. But now he has a new goal and gives me another reason I fear Makima. Oh, God.
Hey, did I hand you a shrinking potion by accident? I could have sworn that was the gender swapping one.
Don't be hating. She's fun sized, that's all. She doesn't even have to get on her knees to blow.
You want to add anything to that conversation?
Nope, I'm good. In fact, I think your new size makes you an even more formidable and stealthy ninja.